and works on it. So, it's something everybody's working on, and, when it's late in the game, I seen him put the work in, so I was expecting him to make those.
Nate, for you, I think you were 1 of 4 with about 10 minutes to go in the second half. You made 6 of your last 12 shots, and it seemed like the layup kind of got you going. What kind of got you in the mode of putting your head down and getting to the rim more down the stretch of this game?
I would just say kind of the faith from my teammates. All of them were telling me, just to take over this game, and they know I'm capable of doing that. And to have your teammates believe in you so much, it does so much for your confidence. Just allowing them to, have faith in me and just, take over the game and, do what I do best.
Troy, Rick said after the Arkansas game that he regretted not playing you. Since tonight you played 22 minutes, or in that closing lineup there. How do you feel like you've responded since SEC play has started?
Just staying consistent every day. I put the work in, so and me and my teammates, they give me the confidence to go out there and compete at the highest level. So just having faith that I can do it and having the confidence that I can do it. So I just play with a lot of confidence.
Bishop, what was it like seeing Nate Ahmet really kind of take over the game in the final 9 minutes and really deliver in clutch time?
It's huge. He knew we needed it from him, and we're confident in him. No matter how the game's going, we all stay confident in each other, and he made big plays down the stretch, and it was huge for us.
For Bishop and for Troy, when y'all are facing a team that plays that kind of style, that much ball pressure, 94 feet, all that, where's that line between, kind of aggressively going through it versus being smart and slowing it down? It seemed like y'all tried both ways at times.
Yeah, I think the coaches helped us with that. I think we did a good job to practice prior, just working on that, working on press break. They told us, if they give us an angle, be confident and go with it, because you don't want to just dribble it out and let them come get the trap. So I think just, being smart and play by play, whether it's making a pass out or attacking it. So, and I think we did a good job of it.
Yeah, to piggyback to what he said, our preparation was excellent these last couple of days on beating that press. So I just feel like we executed well.
Nate, what did you see from Bishop and Felix tonight, setting the tone for you all? Both of them had double-doubles. And Bishop, what did you see from Felix the last 2 days or so? It seemed like Monday he was really active in terms of picking his teammates up and being a leader for this team.
I mean, when Bishop and Felix are, playing the way they do and playing the way we know we can, we're just a whole different team. A player like Bishop, he always just he puts confidence in me, and I know he does with all the other 4 guys on the court. So, and he's just a dog. He's going to do it every night. We're all confident in him, so we just got to make sure that he knows that we want him to, play his game. And also Felix, when he's active and rebounding and being a leader for our team, we're just a whole different team. And I think you guys have seen that in our, big wins. Felix has been the most active player, and Bishop as well has been the most active player. So when we have those two, playing up to what they do, then, we're going to be in a good spot to win the game.
Yeah, I think Felix is a veteran, and the coaches challenged him. A lot of us didn't have the greatest game last game, and weren't as physical, I think, as we should have been. And, I think we honestly got out-competed, so I think we just had the mindset that we had to come in this game, and that couldn't happen, especially not at home when we needed this win. So proud of Felix.
Nate in the back, to go from the frustration in the first half to, the 5-second calls and the pressure to the second half. I see you looking over the bench, winking at your teammates. I got this, 9 of 11 from the free throw line. Just talk about just putting the past in the past and, hey, I play my best ball in the clutch.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. You can't really, if you're focused on what's behind you, you're not going to be able to play, your game and be able to focus on what's in front of you. So for me, I was just telling myself throughout the game, this possession is the most important possession. All the possessions I have before are done with, and all we can do now is just win the game. And I, trying to focus all my energy on how I can be a leader, defender, make plays for us, and just win the game.
Bishop, it looked like you were chirping a little bit with Pop and maybe the A&M bench. How intense was that game in the second half, and does that just ratchet up as overtime goes on?
Yeah, I think a double overtime game brings out some emotions, and they thought it was, I don't know what they thought, a foul or whatever, and I was just letting them know that it wasn't. So, yeah.
Bishop, you mentioned the adversity in this game. What can finding a way to get this done, what can this be for this team moving forward?
I think it's huge. We have a lot of new guys, a lot of young guys, so just seeing, the plays you have to make, how hard it is to win an SEC game, whether it's on the road or at home. And we've had a couple games where, we were in it, then we got down, and we weren't able to bounce back. And I think we did a good job of that. And I don't know, we got down 11 or something like that, and I thought we showed a lot of adversity coming back from that.
Brent, Paige, and
For Bishop and for Nate, and even Troy, 3:58 in the double overtime, they did not score down the stretch. You guys got to stop. You had a huge block, Nate. You had 3 straight line drive stops, with their penetration. What was the key for you guys defensively in overtime, particularly the double overtime?
My job was easy. I was just trying to take out the shooter number 9, not let him get any shots. These guys had the tough job of stopping number 5, stopping their downhill drivers. So all credit to them, getting stops. I was really pretty much just staying in the corner, trying not to let them get a shot off.
Oh yeah, they were a super talented team. Obviously, they hit shots, so I think just containing the 3-point line, and then obviously Foul was penetrating a lot, but trying to force him to his left as best we could, and just contest the shot without fouling, and we did a good job.
Nate, after the Florida game, Coach Barnes talked about the team needing to be able to play when they're uncomfortable. A lot of that was on display tonight. What was that switch, or when did you see that maybe click during practice that you guys were maybe more mentally tough team?
Well, first off, the things that we go through in practice every day, and mentally and physically, I don't think there's any doubt that we're a mentally and physically strong team. So for us, just believing in that, believing in our teammates, and then for me, it was just I think I kind of got away from pushing myself and to getting uncomfortable, running as fast as I can on every screen. Just playing as fast as I can. That's kind of the big issue for me is trying to play out my comfort zone, play faster, make smart decisions, and just kind of adapt to the game. And I feel like Coach Barnes and the coach staff has done a great job of helping me to play faster and get out my comfort zone in practice.
Troy, you had quite the reaction to the 3 that took the lead. What was going through your mind, and what were those emotions while you were celebrating towards the end of the other court?
I just really wanted to win. When I hit that shot, I was just thinking like, next play, like we gotta get a stop on defense and seal the win.
Anything else? All right, thanks, guys.
You were not thinking about defense. My buddy's driving, that's his steal.
Just leave one water as the Coke.
Tennessee head coach Rick Barnes here. We're ready for questions. Please raise your hand and wait for the mic. I guess someone has a question after that game. Grant.
What you saw from your team late in the game, fighting back the way they did?
You know, really proud of them. We spent a lot of time in the prep, obviously with their style of play and playing against a lot more players on the court. And I was honestly disappointed early that when guys were open, they weren't making the pass, and the guys didn't do exactly what we had practiced. But got to give A&M and you know, Bucky's done a really good job with his style and what he plays and how he does it. But I thought as the game kept going, we kept getting better, especially in the second half. Played more with Nate at the 4 than we have all year. But I thought our defense, we made adjustments, and a couple times out of that adjustment, and I think just simply out of habits, we knew we were going to really work hard at taking away the 3, and we had a couple guys that still rotated in and gave up those quick threes. But really proud of the guys, just their grit. You know, is really neat in the huddle with them. They stayed together. They kept finding a way. You know, it's not going to be the prettiest game. I mean, we haven't played against a style like that all year, and but we found a way. I thought a lot of good things. I thought Nate 2 games in a row now is really. He started off and we set him down, and I thought while he was there, something happened because he started seeing the game totally different when he came on the court. I mean, his ball handling was certainly a big key in the game in the second half. And then we went back big in the second overtime. Jalen came up with some big plays. I thought Felix was excellent. Bishop, after the game he had Saturday, I thought came back and made some really big plays, rebounded the ball. And but everybody tonight that played made a difference in the game. And Troy got his most significant minutes, and I thought, you know, his 3 was a huge 3 and plays with the kind of confidence that we like. But just a good overall win against a really well-coached, tough opponent. And all I can say is they found a way to do it. Our guys found a way to do it.
With Bishop and Felix, they obviously didn't play the way they wanted to in Gainesville. Just what'd you think of their response? And does it kind of speak to just who they are?
Focus, you know, and it's focus, you know, and I know Felix, again, I thought his attention to detail was really good. I mean, he's out there having to guard perimeter guys, and we asked him, he said, no, I want to do it, and he's gotten so much better there. Our ball screen coverage was better, and obviously Bishop had a tough one in Gainesville, but came back, and again, defensively and rebounding. I mean, he probably his first ever triple-double, and just proud of their focus, doing exactly what we needed them to do.
What can overcoming adversity like y'all did tonight, getting over the hump, what can that mean for this team going forward?
You know, we'll see. That's a great question. And I told him, I said, I think we grew up a little bit more tonight. And I will tell you guys, I don't think at any point in time when we started with this group did we ever practice with 3 freshmen, you know, thinking we're going to be in the minutes that they're in. But they've earned it, and we're still going to need all those guys on our team. I mean, we still got to do a better job taking care of the basketball. We've got to do that. But I told him, I said, we've won a lot of games here. We haven't been a great offensive team. By being a team that's really connected on the defensive end, a team that really rebounds the ball, gets second chance points, and a team that limits the team to 1 shot. And but we've got to decide who we're going to be and how we're going to do it. And again, I thought our defensive focus, when it needed to be, was pretty good. I mean, they shot 43 threes, and that's hard to guard. It is, but and the turnovers, still too many turnovers. But you know, obviously some of those were dead ball turnovers, and that didn't lead to points, which were good. And I think Jacoby, you know, he knows wasn't happy with his shot in regulation when the score's tied. We're not looking to do a step back 3. And again, I told him I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt because he played a lot of minutes and turned it over there some at the end, and that's fatigue. And but that's just the confidence we have in him. We think he can play through it. But it wasn't pretty, but we beat a really good basketball team.
Coach, you mentioned yesterday wanting to take some pressure off of Jacoby. How refreshing was it to see, you know, guys like Nate, obviously Troy down the stretch, Jalen, seeing those guys sort of step up on both ends?
Well, it is, and again, teams are going to try to take him out, and that's fine. I mean, I think our other guys can do the job. They've never been put in that situation, and but yeah, and again, Troy's got a really good feel for it, and we still need Mo. We need them all, whether it's Ethan, whatever. But it goes back. We've got to figure out how we can stop turning the ball over. I mean, we're just giving up. Again, think about it, shot-wise tonight, it wasn't that big a difference, but at Florida, they had 15 more shots than we did, and 30 points off turnovers. Tonight, turnovers kind of even. But we've got some balance. Tonight, we had great balance. We had 5 guys in double figures. Dwayne Brown's got to play better than he did tonight. He wasn't ready from the get-go. He had a chance to post up early, do this, and that's been the hardest thing with this group, not knowing from day to day, game to game, who's going. And you know what? He had a good practice yesterday. I wish I could figure it out. I mean, I just said on the radio the last time we had to get the ball in bounds, we put JP in and said Nate's going to walk up there. He's got a guy 6'5" on him, lob him the ball, and he threw him a bounce pass. I mean, we said just lob him the ball, but Nate went and got it. Did a great job handling the ball, but those are the things where I still think as a team we got to listen a lot better, and you can get excited in the moment, but you still have to have your wits about you where you know what we're trying to get done, and still too many times we're not doing that yet.
You mentioned Nate at the 4. Was that simply matchup because of their size, 1? And 2, did he want the ball down the stretch more than he has, or was that you forcing it into his hands for him to go make plays?
He's never not wanted the ball. Nate's, I don't know what people say. I mean, people have no idea how hard he works, how good a kid he is, and he comes right out of high school, game plan for every game. The physicality is something that, as much as we tried to beat on him through the summer with players and doing this and doing that, it's different. You get in the game, and he's tried to play through it. He was better tonight. I thought really fighting the drive, trying to get there, trying to get to his spots. But I mean, Nate. He drew how many fouls tonight? He does every night. It seems like he drew 10 fouls, but think about 23 points. And but you ask why we put him there, basically because our front line's been so inconsistent. And we're going to get some consistency. We've got to get some consistency. And we need those guys on the front line. Like I said, I don't know. And again, we love Dwayne Brown, but I don't know why he didn't show up to start with. I can't tell you. We've got to get some consistency somewhere. And the good thing about having a lot of guys, 13 guys you think can play, on a given night, it might be somebody else that we can keep searching for. You don't want to do that, but if you have to, you have to. But that was the biggest reason, because when the ball was going inside, Jalen early, again, he plays too slow with the ball. We knew they were going to come down there and get it, which we're fine with that if he'll kick it out. Just kick it out, because early we had some shots and didn't make them, but also early I thought it didn't go inside like it should, and then back out. But it's hard for guys to turn down shots when they're as open as they were to start the game.
Rick, was there a particular conversation that maybe you had with Bishop, or something that you saw change in him that allowed him to get back to the style of play that we've been used to seeing after the Florida game?
I don't think Bishop is any different than most young players. Again, went through it with every good, Jemiah Mashak, any name you want to throw up there. They have success. Once they go backwards, and then they start thinking they can do more, should do more, and then they get themselves jammed up. And that's when Bishop does what he does. There's not many guys better than him. He rebounded tonight like a power forward, and he makes those plays. He's a hard guy to match up against there. But when the other day, obviously he had the ball in his hand a lot. Instead of just getting us into the offense, he was trying to do way too much, and he threw a couple bad passes tonight. And believe me, as coaches, you're looking at film to try to figure out what can we do to help these guys with turnovers or whatever you feel like you're weak at. And to be honest, and again, I love our guys, but it's hard to help coach decisions when in the heat of the battle. And some of the passes that are made, you're like, what are they thinking? And it's not even what we practice. And some of it's being young. Some of it really is. I mean, like I said, I mean, tonight I think we had 3 freshmen and a sophomore on the floor. And in these days with the portal, I don't think anybody thought that would happen. But if that's who we are, that's who we'll be. But again, I do think that we took a step tonight in terms of some maturity and showed some fight that we needed to fight against a team that's really, really well coached, plays really hard, older guys, and our guys found a way to get it done.
What specifically does Troy give this backcourt when he's able to play 22 minutes and prove he can play in a closing lineup?
Do what?
What does he do for this backcourt?
We have practice. Again, same thing at Amari. Like Amari, I didn't think Amari Evans was very good tonight. Game where you had to guard the ball, he was getting blown by, wasn't doing what he needed to do in his rotations. But you know what? He's a freshman, no different than Dwayne Brown. You start feeling good about yourself, you lose focus, and you know it's such a fine line in college basketball. There's no rhyme or reason. You look around college basketball. You know, I think Kansas got beat Saturday at West Virginia. Tonight they're blowing out Iowa State. I mean, if you're not ready to play every single night, you're going to get beat. And I don't care in this league or any other league. That's what the portal has done. It's equal to play-in field. Everybody can play. Anybody can beat anybody. And we told him the same thing. We've told all these guys, the guys that aren't playing, take care of the ball, play defense, get lost in the game that way, and then let your offense just come. And just do what we practice, and you'll be fine. And why it took him a little bit longer than some, I don't know. And now the question will be, how does he handle success? Can he come back and decide he's going to, you know he knows he can do it, but will he do it consistently?
The last dance I saw Emily Wesson playing.
Coach Jalen Carey, back here.
Where
This one right here. Here you go.
Straight back?
Right
Okay.
here.
Oh, I can't see for that light. Okay.
Jalen Carey being able to knock down those free throws towards the end of the game, what's that going to do for his confidence moving forward?
Well, again, Jalen works at it. You know, he does. And again, I think he should be a terrific free throw shooter because he's got such great form. And there's no different. It's mental. The thing that we talked about, you know, I showed Nate prior to the Florida game, you know, Roger Federer talking about in his career he won almost 80% of his games, matches. But he only won 54% of his points, so he learned how to put a great shot behind him or a bad shot and understand that's just 1 point. And I think that helped Nate and talk to Jalen about it's just 1 point. If you miss it, you got to put it behind you and make the next one. I think he's getting more confident that way. The ones he missed tonight, there were good misses. Anything off the back rim, it's when they're short, they got no shot. And so from that standpoint, I told him that you get it to the back rim, we can live with it. Give us a chance to rebound it. And we were able to do that. But he did a good job.
At times when y'all kind of break through that pressure and look like you've got maybe either 3-on-2 or 4-on-3, and guys then pull the ball back and kind of run the offense, is that what they're coached to do, or is that
No,
just them?
we kept telling them to go. We wanted to get down the floor and attack. We did. I think obviously they were concerned guys coming from behind. You know, most people that press, when you beat the press, that's when the press is really on. It's not just what happens up there at the point of contact. Good pressing teams, they're always chasing from behind. JP did the one thing we told him not to do. You're a big guy, do not dribble the ball. Somebody's coming from behind, and he got it tipped out because he didn't listen. And so with the right guy on the ball, no, we got numbers. We want to attack and get down and play. And I thought we were too tentative early in the game, and that's not what we practiced, if that's what you're asking me. We wanted to get down, but we weren't going to settle for quick threes in transition. But we had numbers. We wanted to try to take advantage of it.
Last one from Ben.
Bucky talked about Nate's ability to shoot over defenders, and it seemed that's what y'all really went with in overtime. Just how important and how critical was that for y'all in overtime?
Well, to be honest with you, the first time we saw him play, we felt that about Nate. You know, and what he's going to have to learn to do is the contact underneath him, and he gets. There's a lot of contact on Nate. I mean, early in the year, I felt like people walk up under him, and that's a hard thing. And I've had talks about that with, Mike Eads, who does the best job of anybody training officials, but you let guys walk under you, chuck you a little bit, I told him, I said, if we can do that, we're going to be a great defensive team. And I think Nate's been like that all year where teams have gotten physical, and I think people look at him and say that because he's so weak, he's just losing the ball. But, you know, foul's a foul. And, but Nate's learning it. He would tell you that the physicality is much different than he ever could imagine, even as much as we tried to beat him up this summer. And, but we do think if he gets his spot that he's a weapon by just getting the ball up over people. Right, thank you.
Thanks, everyone.